Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is GGF bringing you episode 38 on the road to 40 and having a video of college basketball for every day of March, our own little March Madness. Let's try Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2025 with the 2026 version coming out soon. So I want to do something for a second, guys. I want to hit new league, right? I want to hit challenge mode. I want to see if there was league settings, rating scale, allow conference movement, use modern day transfer portal, use NIL collectives, use modern. So transfer portal is an option. I should have enabled it when I started the season, but I don't see any sort of transfer portal. Where would you find such a thing? I'm thinking maybe it pops up after the season. Maybe I just don't know. And okay, it's keeping our call and watch list together. Should have recruited Nick Shepard, but he's old. He's a JUCO sophomore. But anyway, yeah, I don't see any transfer portal. Search players. I don't see anything. Compare players. Let's go with key dates and see if there's a transfer portal scheduled. Letter of intent. Coaching carousels, April 9th. League awards, the 8th. Selection show, the 12th, 13th. Assistant coach, year-end tasks. Maybe it's in the year-end task, the transfer portal. I don't know, but haven't checked the notepad. Haven't used the notepad. But that's interesting. It has player reminders. Post up more, shoot fewer jumpers. Joel Boone, I told him to post up more. Shoot more threes. Oh, good. This tells you what we tell our players to do. That's good. But anyway, yeah, I don't see a transfer portal. Everybody's talking about the transfer portal, and I have no idea where it is. We're 7-15, winners of 3 in a row, guys. So exciting. Let's sim and get to February, and we'll also check out the bubble watch, even though we're not in it. Okay, looks like there's a few games to sim today. New Jersey Tech goes to 10-12. Albany goes to 15-6. Not that many games today. High Point goes to 12-9. As does South Carolina Upstate, but they lose the game. Ooh, number 2 Kentucky over number 14 Nashville. Number 1 Alabama still 21-1. Number 20 Texas 17-3. Oh, number 14, Florida over number 25, Tennessee. Big one there. Missouri beats Arkansas. Wow. Some more movement. Alabama State drops to 4-16. Jackson State drops one, goes to 15-5. I'm going to pop a sub in and hope for the best. Maybe I'm going to be a little bit more quiet than usual to try to let it melt. But I haven't taken one yet, and I need one. Seattle drops to 12-9. Possibly a bubble team. But anyway, it's getting to February. Saving the league. We have a chance to go 4-4 if we win our next conference gem. Okay, it's February 1. Still no games, but the bubble watch, if we go to polls and media maybe, should be available. Media poll, net, NXT, entire league, Mid-Eastern, MEC Player of the Week, Eric Slaughter, freshman Chris Boone of South Carolina State. Standings as of right now. They still have us below, okay, Morgan State, Delaware State down there. So we're 6 in the conference, 5-5 in our last 10, though. 3-game win streak. 10-0 Norfolk State in their last 10 for 14-8 overall, undefeated in conference play. Tourney Watch, there it is. Oh, wait, no. This is our Tourney Watch. Okay. Bubble Watch. Interesting. So the field of 64. Oh, teams that are in and teams that are out. Okay. See if there's any surprises here. Tennessee enlisters, number 25. Wow, they're out. Net 67. 15-9 Boise State is out. 13-7 San Francisco. 15-5 Ohio Cougars. Their net is 76. They're saying they're out right now. It's a tough one to be 15-5. 14-6 Cal San Diego Sea Kings. Their net's 44 and they're out. Stanford 16-6. They're out with all 6 coming in conference play. Their losses. And these are the teams that in. I'm not sure why there's 68. Is that a new rule? Wow, some of these teams don't have winning records as of right now. No one from our conference, though. Northwest DC Condors. They stole our name. Princeton's in. Albany. Norfolk State is in there. That is from our conference. Cool. Definitely some good teams that we've seen around. Iowa, Winston-Salem is in there at 32. Now, these are just projected, obviously. Denotes automatic bid. I don't know why these guys have automatic bids. I don't think they do yet. I'm not sure. Alabama at 2. West Lafayette is up there. The Craftsman, number 6. Very cool. So that's the bubble watch. If we go to league leaders, Eric Slaughter, 29.5 a game, is the league leading scorer. Wait, is that for the entire league? Yes, it is. 29.5. Eric Slaughter of Morgan State. Wow, and he's head and shoulders above the next ones. That's crazy. That kid is next level. I wanted to see, what is he? Oh, he's a senior. Good. We won't have to see him anymore. Where's Duplessis? Or Charles Lake. Duplessis is number 213. Lake is 198. Okay. In the mix. Magazines. Use season preview for the different teams. That's cool. NXT hoops. Recruit ranks. Well, at least we don't have the worst recruiting rank. I don't understand these coaching trees. Let's look at Maryland Eastern Shore. 7-15. Pipeline progression. Yeah, I don't really get it. Ratings progression. My ratings hasn't gone up. Coach history. Coach bio. Tournaments. All these tournaments are well over. Except the ones coming up. Draft Day. Big Dance. The Winners' Cup. The Runners-Up Cup. And the Underdog Tournament. Search players, compare players. Yeah, I don't see anything about a transfer portal unless I'm just missing somehow. Slow simulation. Default to simulating human games. Round of 16. Use modern transfer portal. There it is. Task management, CPU manage, no injury factor, job pressure level. We'll put that on normal. Normal recruiting difficulty and tournaments. Okay. Task management options affect all human controlled teams. So the modern transfer portal is there. Oh, is it a commissioner thing? Wait a minute. The commish practice week? As commissioner, you have the ability to advance through the season. Remember, if you're running a multiplayer league, make sure you've imported on. Scheduling for the 24 season. That was 10/2/24. But I don't see any big thing difference from the commissioner. Let's go to his office. Generate all box scores. What? Editing options, full realignment, conference management, basic team swap. I don't say anything about a transfer portal. That's a multiplayer league info. That's not really. Commissioner cannot enter the recruiting screen or any of this stuff. Yeah, I don't know. But back to us. We're in the midst of a season. 332nd net rank. Let's sim ahead. It's now Wednesday. All the time that passes, we get better and better. Stanford loses. South Bend, number 5, goes to 21-3. Miami of Florida, 19-4. Wow, impressive. Cal drops 1. Number 9, North Carolina, 19-4. Quite a few games today. Winston-Salem drops their 5th game in 21 tries. Number 15, Omaha, goes to 18-4, winning games they are supposed to. Number 24, Milwaukee over number 23, Villanova. Connecticut gets blown out by Queens, who are 13-8. Michigan State loses to Minnesota. Michigan State was ranked number 7. Wow, Wisconsin beats Cal Los Angeles. Unbelievable. I didn't see what happened with Iowa there. Illinois lose to Indiana. Dang. Lots of upsets. Ohio State takes care of business. West Lafayette just escapes New Brunswick. Dang. That would have been a big upset. Houston back in the winning column. Number 11, Kansas goes to 16-4. Number 19, Texas Tech with the win. Number 8, Kansas State goes to 19-3. Number 22, Iowa State loses to Cincinnati. Santa Barbara with the win goes to 6-15. San Diego, Cal Slow with the win. Quite a few games, so strap in, guys, and then we'll get ready for our game. Hoping that the transfer portal is a whole section of the season. Wow, Towson scored 111. We probably could have did that last game. If you didn't see last game, guys, I do suggest pausing this, going back and checking it out. We actually won by our biggest score ever. I think we beat them by 22 or so. Wild game. Wisconsin Green Bay goes to 17-3 with the loss. Princeton loses as well. So these bubble watch teams have to be careful here at the end of the season, or approaching the end of the season. New Haven goes to 14-8. North Buffalo goes to 14-6. New Rochelle goes to 12-8. Poughkeepsie 15-6. I didn't see if they were in the bubble or not, or on the bubble. But yeah, hopefully we can find this transfer portal when the season's over and look to make some transfers. 3-18 South Dakota with the loss. We can, 16 Utah State goes to 20-3. San Diego State loses their 5th game and they were ranked. Tennessee State scores 109. Dang, just about done here. But yeah, I'm hoping it's like a section of the postseason where we can work with transfers like Nick Shepard, because he's a 2-star JUCO sophomore. Maybe we can get him for his junior year to transfer to us. Citadel drops another one. Georgia State gets just their 4th win. Yeah, that'd be awesome if we can get Shepard to transfer. That would be so cool. Then we'd have really 2 new players to go with our 2 redshirted players coming back next year. So that'd be 4 new players in the mix with potential. I don't know about Jason Tuck's potential. Number 13 Spokane with the win goes to 18-5. Santa Clara 14-8. San Fran 14-7, but they're on the outside looking in, I think, of the big dance. And here we are. Coppin State 5-2 is home against Delaware State 2-5. Norfolk State 7-0 against South Carolina State 3-4. We play North Carolina Central 3-4 for both of us. Big game again for us. Every game is a big game. And Morgan State is at North DC 3-4. Morgan State 2-5. Let's look at the. Should I sim it again? It's a Thursday. I wanted to look at the schedule. Budget. I can't click any of this to kind of scouting report. Dan Lee. Mike Matthews is their best player. They're small forward. They run a normal paced offense, allow their players some freedom. They sport an inside attack with the primary set being motion. They do press at points. In half court, they play man-to-man. Pressure D is a 1-2-2 full court press. No advantage, but we have the bench advantage. And they're at home. They're averaging way more bench points than us. I don't know how we have the advantage in talent, I guess, right? And North Carolina Central, Mike Matthews has the advantage at small forward. Matchup-wise, they score a bit less than us, but they allow a whole lot less than us. We shoot about the same. We're better from 3 and free throw percentage. Assist about the same. They rebound a tiny bit better. Block a tiny bit better. Steals close enough. And we turn it over a tiny bit more. Their leading scorer is only at 10.2, Pat Hall, so it's a total team effort. Whereas Charles Lake, 14.8. Assist-wise, pretty similar. Curtis Edward. We faced these guys before, and they beat us up. Nick O'Connor and Pat Hall about rebounding the same. Let's go to the opponent. 275th in rank, 3rd in conference. Morale is good. As you can see, a very balanced attack. Pieces of the pie. Their offensive rating is a little worse than ours, but their defensive rating much better. They're 10-3 versus quad 4. 0 for the rest of the other quads. 233 rank. Let's view their team talent-wise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-star players. And a 2.5-star player, Mike Matthews, who's averaging only 9 points and assists and 4.5 boards as senior. But 6 2-star players and 1, 2, 3, 1.5-star players. So if you look at these points per game, very balanced. Nobody really averaging double digits except Pat Hall, who's averaging 10 and 6 boards. But a lot of people like 6.5, 6.5, 5.5, 9. For Mike Matthews, 4, 5, 7.5. So everybody chipping in on this team. And they beat us the first time, right? What was the score the first time at Maryland Eastern Shore? They beat us 80-58, very convincingly. Pat Hall led the way, with 13 and 7 boards, the high rebounder as well. We just got crushed in that game. But anyway, we have one injury. Curtis Muhammad is suspended still. He's out for one more day. The morale is low. I'm trying to get it better. Joey Manning. Speaking of which, let's do some meetings. Let's meet with Joey Manning. I don't know what else to do. We've suspended him. Let's Gratitude's been lousy. You need to shape up. I'll do my best to change. Give me some time to work on it. No relationship change. Let's tell Brandon Freeman your attitude. Talk about some things that have been going on. I'm not the one with the problem here. Minor drop. Jason Tuck. Let's tell him he's doing great. Okay. Think we should talk about some things. Look, coach, I don't think there's anything to worry about. No relationship change. Curtis Muhammad, who's suspended. Your attitude, think we should talk. Okay, coach, I'll try harder. No relationship change. And Joel Boone, let's just tell him your attitude. You're doing great. Okay. All right. So, nothing in the inbox. Top 30 Norton candidates. Let's go to play sim. And let's see. We want Delaware State to win, maybe. Or actually, I don't know there because we don't want to be last in the conference, so maybe let Delaware State lose. We want maybe South Carolina State at this point to lose because Norfolk State is running away with it, with the number 1 seed. And then North DC, yeah, it can go either way for those games. So let's just sim it. DeLand beats Queen City. Let's see how many games there are today. Florida Gulf Coast with win goes to 13-9. Quite a few games today. Try to keep an eye on ours. V8 Commonwealth goes to 20-2. Sacramento State goes to 13-8. Same as Idaho. See our games. There's not a million games. There's some. Mexico State drops to 13-8. Possibly one of those bubble teams. Buffalo goes to 15-8. Central Michigan goes to 17-4. Ohio goes to 16-5 unranked. About halfway through the sim. Coppin State beats Delaware State. Norfolk State stays undefeated, and Morgan State drops to North DC. Des Moines goes to 16-6. So some big games. So Morgan State will drop. Coppin State beat Delaware State. I'm not sure what happened in that one. And then North DC gets another win. They go to 4-4. Coppin State, I think, lost. They might go to 5-3. Norfolk State 8-0. Morgan State now in the very last, and we own the tiebreaker over Delaware State. Now we're trying to get our 4th win to keep up with North DC. Not sure what happened with South Carolina State, and then beat North Carolina Central and go a game ahead of them in the conference. Awesome conference stuff at the end of the season. I love it. Texas Rio Grande Valley loses 1, drops to 13-8. Not sure if they're a bubble team. I didn't see them on there. Texas San Antonio 12-9. Memphis 14-7. Philly 12-9. And that'll wrap it up. And now comes our game. Florida Atlantic goes to 13-8. We're at North Carolina, so I'm going to stop and save. Okay, so Coppin State won actually over. Okay, so Delaware State's way at the bottom. So is Morgan State. Eric Slaughter dropped 38. That kid is otherworldly of a scorer. Ep 38A. And now we'll jump into the game. Let me see though. We are 23 minutes in. That's good. And we'll dive in head first. We lost that game to North Carolina Central earlier at home, 80-58. So that does not bode well. But let's run it. Try to get our 8th win of the season against the 10-12 Hawks of North Carolina Central. Let's go. We know what we got to do. Oh, I might wanted to start Tim Jones. Offensively, we'll start with 5 out with this unit. Defensively, man-to-man, half-court trap, half-court intensity. I don't know if I want Nick guarding Pat Hall. That's the thing. That should be Tim Jones. We'll go with this lineup to start and see how it goes. And Nick wins the tip. Possession arrow goes to NCC. White with the ball. Gets it to Duplessis. Takes a 3. No good. Coleman the rebound. for the bad guys. Gets it to Curtis Edward. Carlos Nielsen with it. They're running nothing right now. Curtis Edward, guarded by Lake. Snappy ball movement. Greg Coleman and Bobby White with his first steal. Dumps it to Lake. Lake brings it across the timeline. Waylon George has it. And Carlos Nielsen gets a steal, and they run, and Pat Hall will jam it on the break. The big guy running the floor. NCC leads 2-zip. Comes Bobby White. To Jerron Duplessis. Duplessis to Nick. Gets it back to Charles Lake. Fancy dribbling. Thought he was fouled. I'm going to argue. Ref warns me immediately, but he hits the basket. 2-2 is the score. Nielsen has it, shoots it. Curtis Edward gets the offensive board. Put back no good, and Bobby White gets a rebound. He's active early. Passes to Charles Lake. Nick down low. We're freestyling. Gets it back to Lake. Lake dumps to Jerron Duplessis in the corner. Sets a pick for him. Nick down low. Nice find. Back out to Charles Lake. Back to Nick. He's got a baseline to work with. Pass goes out of bounds. Last touch by the defense. Charles Lake gets to Waylon George. See what he can do early. Going to the hole. Pulls up and he's blocked, but he gets the board. Pass taken by Lake. Greg Coleman picks off the bad pass. Lake with his first turnover. Edwards puts up a quick shot. Lake gets the long rebound. Runs the other way. It's a low-scoring game in the first 3 minutes. Nick with it. Gets it to Lake. Dumps it off to Waylon George. George shoots and puts it through from downtown. Nice shot by Waylon. Nice to see him aggressive early. Gets on the board with a three. Mike Matthews guarded by George. Swings it to Nielsen. White is there. Nielsen shoots, rattles out. Bobby White is second board. Chance to extend the three-point lead. Waylon George has it. And George's pass was stolen by Pat Hall, and they run the other way. Nielsen gets the basket. He's now 1 of 3 from the floor. 1 point lead. Second turnover for Waylon George. And that pass sails out of bounds. Nick gets his first turnover. So I want to scream at the team for sloppy play early. We have 4 turnovers in the first not even 4 minutes yet. It's crazy. Nielsen way out there. Goes by Bobby White. George steps up. Nice. Nielsen gets the board. Can't get it. Knocked out of bounds by the defense. Good enough defense there. Stopping the easy 2. And they throw in. No fouls either way yet. Oh, and Nick with the steal. We're running. And Nick goes the whole way by himself. What a play by Nick O'Connor. Oh, they break our press. We get back on D. Referee warns Charles Lake. Coleman. Nice D by Duplessis. Doesn't matter. Coleman hits a tough shot in traffic. Cuts the lead to 1. Lake to Duplessis. O'Connor gets it. And O'Connor's pass was stolen by Coleman, his second, and Nick's second turnover. We're very sloppy with it to start. Matthews has it. George is there. Tries to go by him. George right there. Nice defense. Nielsen, the offensive board. Put back. Can't get it to fall, and the foul's on Bobby White. So early on, with some rebounding difficulties, Bobby White, though, has 2 boards and a steal. I was going to put Tim Jones in for him, but I'm going to scream at the team. Like, what are you guys doing? Not responding. They have their starters out. Let's just leave our starters in. We'll bring in Tim Jones later. Misses the first and makes the second to tie it at 7. Yeah, if this keeps up, though, we'll get Tim Jones out there. Oh, my gosh. Lake's pass was stolen by Mike Matthews. Our 6th turnover. Not even 5 minutes into the game. Coleman with it. Pass taken by Nielsen. Bobby White's there. Nielsen lets it go, and his shot is good. And, oh, we break the press. White brings it across, gets it to Duplessis in the corner. I wanted to call a timeout. Duplessis, step back three and nails it. Triple off the glass. Wow. A little bit lucky there. As now it's a 1 point lead for the good guys. That spares me from calling a timeout. Edwards freestyling. Lake is there. He takes a three and sinks the triple try. Curtis Edwards. And they're back to having a little momentum. O'Connor with it. Clear out for Nick. Ups it to Waylon George. George to Bobby White. White to Duplessis. Clear out at the top of the key. He makes a move. Jumper is good. It's a tough shot in traffic. He leads the way for us with 5 early. Game high 5 for him. And Nielsen has 5 as well. Here's Pat Hall. Back to Nielsen. Bobby White is there. Foul on White and the basket. White with the second foul. There's our reason to bring in Tim Jones early. Or Stephen Favors. We'll go with Stephen Favors. For Bobby White. And they take a 3-point lead. That's the biggest lead for them in the half thus far. Here's the press. We get it to Duplessis. Pass taken by Waylon George. We're running 5 out. Charles Lake with it. Back to Duplessis. Nice find by Lake. Duplessis puts up a shot, rattles out. Hall gets his first rebound. 3-point lead. They leave their starters out there. Coleman. Favors guarding Hall. There's Nielsen. We might want to double Nielsen. Matthews gets it. He's been quiet. Gets it to Hall. Favors is there. Hall gets by Favors. Tough shot. Favors nice D and gets the board. Passes over to Charles Lake. Chance to get cut within 1 or tie it with a 3. Nick guarded by Hall. Nick had better ball handling. He could attack the rim more. Here's Duplessis. Stephen Favors. Charles Lake has it. Running the 5 out. Waylon George puts up a 3. He's blocked. Coleman gathers it. Gets it to Curtis Edwards. George just 1 of 3 from the field. Hall to Coleman. Duplessis there. Mike Matthews with it. He's just 0 for 1. And Charles Lake with his first steal. We're running. They get back on D. Waylon George has it though. To Duplessis. Finds George again. Charles Lake has it. Hall needs a breather for them. Waylon George from way downtown. Bang to tie it at 15. His second 3 in 3 tries. Pat Hall. Favors is there. Gets it to Carlos Nielsen. They almost double. Matthews has it. To Pat Hall. We might have to drop into a 2-3. Pat Hall goes by Favors and throws down a monster dunk. He's got 4 points. Might have to double him. Here comes Duplessis. To Nick. We break their pressure okay. Oh, and Edwards with the steal. 3rd turnover for Nick. And then it's turned over by Edwards. Waylon George with the steal. So they have 4 turnovers. Here's Nick. Jerron Duplessis. Puts up a shot. Rattles out. Nielsen his 3rd board to go with 8 points. We're going to double Pat Hall too. Their guys are tired. Coleman with it. We'll see what happens at the next dead ball. Matthews. To Nielsen. Nick guarding out front. And that passes in the seats and they put in a brand new unit. So let's see. Nick needs a breather. We'll bring in... Bobby White has 2 fouls, but let's bring back Bobby White, I think. Then let's see. George, Duplessis, and Lake. Let's bring in Joel Boone and Jovan Mitchell like that. Let's motivate the team, entire team. Let's show some concern. They show some signs of life. Let's run a 3-pointer. Joel Boone getting it to Javon Mitchell early. Boom. Let's see how that works. They get it to Duplessis. Breaks the press. We reverse it. Joel Boone gets it to Duplessis. I don't know if we're going to run the set play now. Pass was stolen by Anthony, so their press works. Our 8th turnover of the game, and Jamarcus Brown nails it from downtown. 5-point lead. They have a bunch of momentum. Here's Javon Mitchell. There's our play, and he drains the triple. Big shot to cut their momentum down a bit and cut it within 2. David Hamilton. Well, we don't want to double these guys, Tremblay or Hamilton. And Boone commits the foul number 1 on him. Only our 3rd team foul. They don't have a team foul yet, which is crazy. But that is the case. Anthony catches. Duplessis there. Casey Anthony hurt us last time. Hamilton to Jamarcus Brown. Boone guarding him. Jaron Jones has it. Puts up a shot. Duplessis with the long rebound. Chance to tie or take the lead on this possession with a 3. Mitchell has it. Same spot. He shoots again. Hits the iron. Duplessis offensive board. Nice hustle. Gets it to Joel Boone in the opposite corner. Bobby White with it. And Hamilton with their first team foul. And Duplessis needs a breather. That's my bad. I should have got him a break. Joel Boone gets it to Jerron. Jerron puts up a 3 and drains it. Another triple off the glass. His second 3 in 4 attempts. But he definitely needs a breather. Casey Anthony has it. Pass to Hamilton down low. Favors is there. Eddie Tremblay out top. To Brown. Boone guarding. And Brown's pass for Hamilton sails out of bounds. Now we have some momentum. Let's get... Oh boy, who's going to come in at the 2? I would probably bring in Curtis Muhammad at this point. Duplessis, let's just get Waylon George a couple minutes in at the 2. Back come the good guys. George gets it, brings it across the timeline. And Tremblay with the steal. George with his 3rd turnover. So their press is hurting us early. We have 9 turnovers. They have 6, though. So our D has been pretty good. Tremblay down low. Kicks it back out to Brown. To Jaron Jones. Mitchell's there. Gets it to Hamilton down low. Good defense. 10 on the shot clock. Or 11. Now down to 10. Brown kicks it out to Anthony. To Jones, 7 on the shot clock. Tremblay guarded by White, 4. He's going to have to shoot. Takes a shot, and Waylon George gets the board. Great defensive stand there by the Condors, the good guys who are up 1 right now. Favors with it. Javon Mitchell on the baseline. And a foul on Jones, first on him, so that's their 2nd team foul. Going to keep it moving with this unit. Actually, for Favors, yeah, we good. I don't want to bring Tim Jones yet in this matchup. Boone has it, gets it to Favors. Not running anything. Favors kicks it out to Boone. Boone works the defense, gets all the way to the rim, can't score it. Casey Anthony with the board. Misses the inside layup. Brown with another 3. And defensively, we've got to turn our intensity up a little bit. Boone's pass stolen by Anthony, his 2nd. Another turnover. We're in double-figure turnovers with 8 minutes left, 8.5 left in the first half. To Casey Anthony, 2-point lead, and George commits the foul number 1 on him. They still have their bench in. Let's bring in Charles Lake at the 2. Jamarcus Brown guarded by Boone. Casey Anthony gets it. Lake is there. Eddie Tremblay guarded by White. Jerian Jones. Back to Casey Anthony. 10 on the shot clock. Jamarcus Brown has 2 triples. Passes to Anthony. 7 on the clock. Hamilton. Favors is there. Tremblay. 4 on the clock. Tremblay shoots a deep 3. White with his 3rd board. He's been active. Chance to tie or take the lead. Oh, Joel Boone gets listened to by the ref. Lake gets it to Favors. We're running 5 out. Favors down to Boone. Boone takes his man all the way to the rim and scores it. Nice aggressive move by Joel Boone, who's now 1 of 2 from the field. And that passes in the seats. So back come the good guys. They have their starters back out there. So we're going to leave Boone, Mitchell. We'll get Nick out there for White. Tied at 23. They have a little bit of a fatigue advantage over us. A little bit. But let's motivate the team. Entire team. Let's praise them. And let's see. Is it going to be our ball? Yeah, let's run pick and roll. Joel Boone and Nick O'Connor. Back come the good guys. Chance to take another lead here. They have 7 turnovers. Boone attacks the rim again and scores it. Soft touch around the rim. He's been aggressive. Nice pick by Nick O'Connor to set that up. He's got 4 points off the bench. Nielsen and Bobby White, foul number 3. We are going to have to make a sub here, so we'll put in Tim Jones. I'm still going to run 5 out, or maybe we'll run a little... Well, 5 out's working, but with Tim in there, we should probably run Princeton. He's not exactly an outside threat. Nielsen has it, guarded by Nick. Nielsen can't get it to fall. Nick with the foul. He'll shoot 2. 4th and 5th free throws of the night for NCC to tie it at 25. We are yet to get to the foul line. See if we can run some Princeton soon and change that. Mitchell with it. Good pass by Boone. Gets it to Tim Jones down low. Dishes back to Mitchell. To Charles Lake. He's been a little quiet. Joel Boone gets it. Nick O'Connor. Ref agrees with my complaint. There was clearly clipping there. Mitchell out at the top of the key. Joel Boone. To Jones. 8 on the shot clock. Jones goes to the rim and gets it to go. I wanted the foul too, but to no avail. Nice aggressive move by Tim Jones. Coleman puts up a 3. Nielsen, another board. Nick is there, and Nick gets called for foul number 2. We're in the bonus. We'll shoot 1 and 1. I'm going to leave Nick out there to cook. NCC can tie it, and they do. Nielsen has a game-high 12 points. All right, we want to double Nielsen and double Pat Hall. We reverse it on the break. Boone has it. Gets it to Charles Lake. Joel Boone at the elbow. And Boone throws a terrible pass over the head of Lake. His 2nd turnover. We're going to start doubling those 2 guys, so let's go. Defensively, I want to kept him full court a little more. That pass was deflected out of bounds. And let's crash the boards a little bit more. We're good. Tied at 27. It's been a good game thus far. Hall has it. We double him out there. Gets it to Edward. Boone guarding. Mike Matthews guarded by Mitchell. Mike Matthews has been quiet. Nielsen to Edward. Edward puts up a 3. No good. Javon Mitchell with the rebound. And next dead ball, we're going to make some subs. Nick O'Connor has the clear out. Pass taken. Tim Jones. Nice find by Nick down low. Tim shoots, but no, he was called for a travel. That's okay. We want to get... Boone is playing well. Lake has been quiet. Javon Mitchell has a 3. Let's get Jerron Duplessis in for Mitchell and move Lake to the 3. And Lake's going to need a breather soon, but that's okay. We'll leave him out there. And with this lineup, 12 turnovers now for the good guys. Tied at 27. Coleman guarded by Duplessis. Pat Hall gets it. Working on Tim Jones. Edward. Curtis Edward. Mike Matthews receives the pass. And Charles Lake with the foul. And we're in the bonus. We'll shoot 1-1. His first foul. Sinks the first. Gives them a temporary lead of 2. And they're pressing. Back come the good guys. Boone gets it to Duplessis. Pass taken by Nick. Pass taken by Lake. Nick not quite as aggressive this game as he has been in the past few. Duplessis back in the game. He's going to put it on the floor. Shoots. He's blocked. I work the ref. I get warned. No foul. They are not fouling at all. We're yet to be at the foul line, and that passes in the seats. But I can't believe we're not getting any fouls. They have 2 team fouls the whole half, but now 8 turnovers. Their guys are tired. Lake is tired. Let's get Waylon George in for him. And roll with it. Coleman has his 3rd steal. Lake with his, or was that Boone with the turnover? His 3rd. Nielsen gets it. We have 13 first half turnovers. And O'Connor commits foul number 3. What else can go wrong for us? I don't know. But Bobby White has 3 fouls. So actually, we're going to have to go with Tim Jones was out there. We're going to roll with... Let's put Ivan Carroll out there. George Duplessis, Boone. Yeah, and roll with this lineup. Nielsen extends the lead to 3. And now 4. So we put Carroll out there to try to give us a little boost of energy. Duplessis with it. Puts up a shot. No good. Gets his own rebound. They're in a 1-3-1 zone. Carroll in the corner. Waylon George has it. We need those guys to score. Another steal. Waylon George's 4th turnover. We need to call a 30-second timeout. This is crazy. Call a timeout. Guys, what are we doing? 14 first half turnovers with 4 left in the half. Absolutely unacceptable. I'm going to scream at the team. I'm going to scream at Waylon George. He's tuned me out. All right, let's get back in this with a 3-pointer. Joel Boone let's try to get Duplessis back going again. To Jerron Duplessis. Come on, guys. Might have to drop into a 2-3. Boone has the inbound. Gets it to Duplessis. Can't mess up this play. Duplessis lets one go. Rattles out. Matthews with the board. They have Hamilton in the center. Edward with it. We don't want to double Hamilton. Matthews has it. Only has 2 points on the game. David Hamilton. Puts up a shot and textbook jumper. 8-point lead. Biggest of the half. This lineup not doing any favors for us. Boone gets to the basket and scores it. Big 2 for Joel Boone. Now let's turn up our defensive intensity a bit and our full court. Mike Matthews has it. Their most talented player. Nielsen down low. Carroll guarding. Trying to stop him. He's got 14, a game high. Nielsen out on the baseline. Gets it to Curtis Edward. 5 on the clock. Edward takes a shot. Hamilton with the board. Putback is good. Guys, we got to crash the boards defensively. 8-point lead for the bad guys, the Hawks. Tim Jones gets it. Over to Joel Boone. We're freestyling. Boone to Duplessis in the corner. Nice find. Duplessis with a sidestep. Can't get the 3. Nielsen gets the board. We're not getting any offensive rebounds, and we want to. We're going to crash those offensive boards. Nielsen with it. To Edward. 14 on the clock. They can push it to double digits with the score here. Hamilton gets by Jones. George steps up. Doesn't matter. Huge dunk. 10-point lead. We're letting it slip away before our eyes right here. And all their guys are tired, but it does not matter. George to Tim Jones. We're running Princeton. To Joel Boone. Boone puts up a shot from way downtown. Huge shot by Joel Boone, who's been our one spark. Cuts the lead to 7. Nielsen to answer. Boone with the rebound. Boone is everywhere right now. Gets it to Duplessis. Duplessis is fouled and finally will go to the foul line as they get a fresh unit out there. Let's also get some fresh guys. Bobby and Nick each have 3 fouls, right? Let's get Javon Mitchell for Wayland. And I'm going to leave Boone and Duplessis, I think. No, Boone needs a breather. Let's get Javon Mitchell at the point. And let's try Doug Price for a spell. Motivate the team. Entire team, show concern. And let's see. Duplessis is shooting too, but if we run a play, it's going to be an isolation for Mitchell getting it to Doug Price. And Duplessis to shoot 2. First free throws of the game for our side. And nice. Duplessis cuts it to 5. Got to step up, though. See if we can get a stop and another score here. Ivan Carroll gets the steal. Nice. I'm going to want a 2-for-1. Doug Price gets it. Is he running the ISO? Yep, he gets it over to Carroll, though. Good defense. Carroll gets to the rim. Tough shot. Beautiful finger roll. Cuts it to 3. Ivan Carroll's been a factor here late in the half. Jarian Jones to Eddie Tremblay. Carroll's there. Pass taken out by Jamarcus Brown. He's got a pair of 3s. Tremblay, chance to get a stop and a 2-for-1. Jarian Jones to Jamarcus Brown. 5 on the shot clock. Casey Anthony. Defense is there. 4. Jamarcus Brown. 2. He's all over. Mitchell shoots it. Misses. Good defense. And Doug Price gets the board. Chance for a 2-for-1. Pass taken by Duplessis. 7-second difference. And Jones with the foul. That's their 4th team foul. And Duplessis, let's put Waylon George in quick. Tim Jones. Let's put Stephen Favors in quick. And the referee warns the head coach. We've yet to see the computer-controlled players get a technical. George to Stephen Favors. Favors puts up a shot. It rattles out. Nice aggressive move, though, down low. 3-point game. Casey Anthony takes it and drops in a triple off the glass. Oh, my. 6-point lead. Let's see if we can get an answer here. George with it. 10 on the clock. Gets it to Favors, running Princeton. To Wayland. 4 on the shot clock. Ivan Carroll, he's going to have to shoot. 1 on the clock. Shoots a 3. Didn't get a real good look at it. And a 6-point lead going into half for the Hawks. Duplessis has 10, but he's struggled. 3 for 10 a bit. Boone has 9. Wayland has 6, but he's been pretty quiet. We're minus 13 with him. Bobby White, we're plus 2. That makes sense. He's played good. Mitchell, we're plus 3. Doug Price was a slight factor there. So was Ivan Carroll. For them, Nielsen and a balanced attack everywhere else. Their bench is playing well. Second chance points, 5 to R3, 12 points in the paint, and they have more fast break. Carlos Nielsen, 14 points, 5 big boards, 2 assists and a steal. 12 lead changes, 7 times tied. We've been up by 3, they've been up by 10. It's only a 6-point gem, but we're in foul trouble. I'm not sure if I want to keep this lineup. Let's put Nick at the 4 and start Favors, Lake, Duplessis, and George. Let's try this lineup. Well, actually, the best lineup we have apparently is Tim Jones out there. So let's start him We don't have to double Pat Hall, but we'll double Nielsen. Nick's guarding him. That's tough because he's going to get him in foul trouble. Well, I don't know. I don't like that matchup. Wait, no Bobby White? Wait a minute. Let's have Tim Jones guard Nielsen, Nick guard Pat Hall. And let's try that, and we'll go to Bobby White later. Offensively, let's try running the flex a little bit. Let's go. Possession arrow is to them. Edward has it. Pat Hall gets it to Curtis Edward. To Mike Matthews, who just has 2 points, but other stats on the sheet. He's got 2 assists, a rebound, and a steal, and 3 blocks for Mike Matthews. Pure athleticism. Greg Coleman's been good. He's only got 2, actually. Nielsen has it. We double. He tries to get by him. Nick is there. Great defense by Nick. Knocked out of bounds by the offense. Coming back the other way. And we're running flex. I'm going to go back to 5 out, though. See Tim Jones here at the elbow. Makes a move. Shoots it. Can't score it. Pat Hall with the board. We are not really getting offensive boards. Stolen by Duplessis. And we're off and running to Tim Jones, who now has 4 points. Nice defensive play to cut it to 4. They have double-digit turnovers with 10. So our defense has been pretty good. Pat Hall shoots. Good defense, but another offensive board given up. Defensively, crash those dang boards. To Matthews. Curtis Edward has it. Tries to get to the hole. He gets by Lake. Can't get it to go. Tim Jones with the board. Tim Jones intimidating down there. The 7-1. 7-footer. Nick has it. Puts it on the floor aggressively. I want the and 1. Ref ignores me. 2-point jam. We've come out aggressive in the second half. Pat Hall gets it. Gets it to Curtis Edward. Attempts to drive. Gets by Lake again. Can't get it. Tim Jones in the vicinity. Can't get the rebound. And Tim Jones clears it. Gets it to Lake. Chance to tie or take the lead. Waylon George has it. Coleman arguing. George gets it to Jones. We're running 5 out now. Jones to Duplessis. Duplessis puts it on the floor from the elbow and 1. Jaron Duplessis now has 12. And we take the lead again. Huge 7-0 run to start the half. Great play by our guys, knowing this is a huge game. Every conference game means so much. Matthews, George all over him, misses, and Nick gets his first rebound. He's been quiet. Nick O'Connor passes to Lake. So when we don't turn it over, we do pretty well. George gets it to Nick. Nick down to Charles Lake. Lake to Duplessis. Lake has been quiet offensively. Duplessis all over the place. Jumper. No good. Waylon George offensive rebound and putback is no good. But he'll shoot 2. Good job early getting to the line. And we tied our biggest lead of the night at 3. We're going to press them. Curtis Edward has it. Pass taken by Pat Hall. Nick playing with 3 fouls. Gets it to Edward. So far, our adjustments have worked defensively. Let's see if Matthews tries to be more aggressive. Yep, Waylon George all over him. Great defense. And Duplessis grabs the team rebound. Don't turn it over. Don't give up second chance opportunities. Waylon has it. Gets it to Tim Jones. They're in a 1-3-1. Duplessis on the wing. Charles Lake. And his pass is picked off by Matthews. We stop the fast break. Our 15th turnover. Yep. First of the half, though. Coleman gets it. Nielsen finally gets a look. We double him out there. Tim Jones. Greg Coleman. Waylon George gets warned. Coleman attempts to drive. Duplessis good D. Forces a miss. Gets it to Nick. They're scoreless in the second half thus far. Due to our adjustments. Here's Waylon George with it. Gets it to Nick. They're in a 1-3-1. Might want to go. Well, let's see how it works out this time. Duplessis has it. To Tim Jones. It's tough to run a 5-out versus a 1-3-1. Jones' pass was stolen, and they put it down. Let's try to run Princeton if they're going to run that zone. They press us. We reverse it. Charles Lake gets listened to. Brings it across. A steal by Edward is fourth. We stop the fast break, our 17th turnover of the gem. They have the chance to take the lead on this possession. Pat Hall by O'Connor. Lake is there, and he throws down a strong jam. NCC on a 4-0 run to take a 1-point lead. What a game. Lake gets to the rim. Can't convert. Tim Jones the board. Putback is good, and the foul. Tim Jones is playing inspired basketball. Gives us the lead again. We want to turn up the pace a little bit. Yeah, good job, Tim. Their third team foul. And Tim converts the 3-point play to give us a 2-point lead. We press again. Edward to Coleman. To Nielsen finally getting a touch. Jones is there. Passes to Mike Matthews. Greg Coleman on the elbow. Defense is there. 13 on the shot clock. Pat Hall tries to go by Nick. Nick all over him, but he fouled him. Nick's fourth. We're going to have to get Bobby White in there. And Pat Hall misses the first and makes the second 1-point gem. North Carolina Central with a teeny bit of momentum on their home floor. Here comes Lake. Gets it to Bobby White. We're freestyling. Duplessis. See what he wants to do with it. Nice crossover. Step in jumper. He's blocked again by Mike Matthews. His fourth block. And Nielsen gets his sixth rebound. Pat Hall guarded by Bobby White. And that pass is out of bounds to the good guys. I'm not sure how Bobby White's going to handle Pat Hall, but we'll try it. Lake takes a quick three and misses. Curtis Edward with it. Lake trying to get going. He's been quiet. Coleman to Hall. White is there. Hall. White is all over him. And Hall's called for a traveling. No Oates on that one for Hall. Charles Lake gets it to Duplessis. There's no Oates signs in. Oh no, not in the stands. Well, maybe one or two from our home guys who made the trip here to North Carolina to watch the game. Bobby White puts up a jumper a little strong. Curtis Edward with the board. He's got 5 boards at the rebound, 5 boards at the point guard position. Nielsen is doubled. Pat Hall's the one we got to watch, though. White guarding him. To Coleman. And it's stolen by Charles Lake. He's been good defensively. Gets it to Duplessis. And that's stolen by Coleman. His fourth steal. They go the distance, and Nielsen now has 16. I'm going to go back to the 5-out. Lake tries to go to the basket. Shoots. Can't score it. Tim Jones. His second board. Can't put it back in. 1-point deficit to the Hawks. Nielsen has it now. Tim guarding. They keep going to Pat Hall for good reason. White all over him. He still makes it. Kiss off the glass for Pat Hall. We're going to start doubling him. 3-point gem. Here's Waylon George. They're back in their 1-3-1 against our 5-out, which has been pretty effective. Lake has it. And traveling has been called. Our 19th turnover. They have all kinds of momentum, and they put a fresh unit out there. Let's get Steven Favors. Waylon. Oh, man. Joel Boone, I guess, for a spark plug. And I'm going to leave the other guys out there. Oh, I didn't do a strategy. Now it's a 3-point Hawks lead. They have 13 turnovers, so they haven't been that great either. David Hamilton, I'll have to watch my matchups here. Tremblay, guarded by Favors. He takes a shot, and why not? Good for 3. 6-point lead. The tables have turned. Joel Boone answers with a quick three of his own. Joel Boone is not having it today. 12 for him off the bench. But they've stifled our 5 out with that 1-3-1 defense. Tremblay gets to the rim and scores it. Soft touch. Makes the lead 5. Boone gets it to Duplessis. Waylon George has it. They're in man-to-man. That's what we like to see when we're running our 5 out. Joel Boone to Bobby White. Has a clear out. White's pass was stolen by Anthony. We stopped the break, our 20th turnover. But we're still right in this game. It's only 5-point difference. That is stolen by Waylon George. And we run, and Joel Boone gets it on the break. Waylon, his first assist of the game. The lead is 3. 1 possession separates the teams. Edward will not shoot over Boone. Gets it to Jones. George is there. Tremblay has it. Hamilton with the ball. And that pass was deflected out of bounds and a timeout. 1 second, guys. Someone was at my door. Person detected by my camera. It's acting strangely. But yeah, guys, let's see here. We're down 3. It's going back to them. Let's see. Waylon George needs a break. They've got Niels. Oh, they put their starters back out there along with Anthony. We have Favors, White. Let's see. Nick has 4 fouls. We still need him out there. I think. Wait, Javon Mitchell for George. What if we run Nick O'Connor at the 3, guarding Matthews? Oh, these matchups are hurting us here. Anthony, Coleman, Matthews, Nielsen, and Hall. Tim Jones is tired, so Stephen Favors is fine there. Nick has 4. It doesn't really matter if he fouls out. He hasn't been that active. But Nielsen's out there, so White would guard him. I'd bring in Nick and run him at the 2 maybe, or the 3. And run a lineup like this with Nick at the 3. Motivate the team, entire team, show concern. Matchups, O'Connor guarding Matthews, Stephen Favors guarding Nielsen, Pat Hall guarded by Bobby White. We'll double Pat Hall and hope Matthews doesn't school Nick O'Connor at the 3. We'll try this a little bit and run 5 out. Let's give it a shot. We'll up the offensive freedom a little bit as well. Anthony gets it to Nielsen. Favors is there. Matthews has it. Let's see what he does against Nick. Makes a move on him. Nick keeps up and blocks him without fouling. Nick's first block. Great defense as they attack Nick O'Connor right away at the 3. Javon Mitchell to Favors. To Joel Boone, who's been hot for us. Boone to O'Connor. Nick at the 3. And Anthony with the foul. That's their 4th team foul. We'll keep it running. Boone throws in. Or throws into Boone. Gets it to Bobby White. Now they're in man-to-man. White to Mitchell. Top of the key. Gets it over to Favors. Favors looking for Boone. Joel Boone to Nick at the 3. Let's see what he can do. Kicks it to Mitchell. Mitchell swings it to Boone. 2 on the shot clock. Boone puts up a shot. No good. Nielsen with his 7th rebound. Oh, and it's stolen by Nick at the 3. What a play by Nick. Try to pick on him. He gets a block and a steal. Javon Mitchell has it. Passes to Favors. This is not our best lineup. Let's see who can be aggressive. Boone. And a kicked ball. We have a little bit of momentum. Their guys are tired. They put Brown in. Jamarcus Brown. We're going to run... I'm not crazy about this lineup right now. White has 2 assists, 3 rebounds, and a steal. We're going to bring Charlie Lake in and put Nick back at the 4. He'll guard Pat Hall. That looks better. Charles Lake will guard Mike Matthews. Joel Boone can guard him, and Javon Mitchell can guard Jamarcus Brown. Or who's the better, actually, between Charles Lake, court IQ 3, 5 discipline, 5 athleticism, 4 stealing, 3 defensive ability. Okay, now let's look at Javon Mitchell, who I think is, he's a sophomore. Okay, 2 defensive ability, 3 stealing, 3 court IQ, 3 discipline, 5 athleticism. So we'll put Charles Lake on Matthews, double Nielsen and Pat Hall, and run this lineup, I guess. Try it, just getting a little bit of time for Jerron Duplessis. We have a full and 2:30s left. Let's call a 30-second timeout and run a play here. Motivate the team, entire team, show praise. Players appreciate it. Let's run a 3-pointer. Wait, how about a pick and roll with Nick O'Connor? Nick's been quiet, though. Let's run a 3-pointer. Joel Boone gets it to Charles Lake. I like taking risks. Gets it to Boone. Lake comes across, gets the pick. He gets the pass. And Lake will shoot, comes up short. Nielsen gets his 8th rebound. Lake has been quiet as heck. Only 2 points, way off his average of nearly 15. Coleman guarded by Boone. Nielsen, he's doubled out front. Pat Hall gets it to Greg Coleman, guarded by Boone. Mike Matthews, guarded by Charles Lake. Pat Hall gets doubled. Jamarcus Brown, guarded by the 6'4 Mitchell. Brown gets by him. Favors steps up. Does not matter. Gorgeous reverse layup. 5-point lead for the Hawks. Here comes Javon Mitchell to Lake. We're running our 5 out against their 1-3-1. Their 1-3-1 has stifled us, I have to say. Nick has it. Pass taken by Boone. Let's see what we can do. Boone to Mitchell in the corner. And Nielsen with the foul, 5th on him, so that's a good sign. They're running their starters ragged out there. They're all tired. They have a little bit of momentum, though. O'Connor with it. Javon Mitchell. Still going to try to run our set. Pass taken by Favors. And it's stolen by Jamarcus Brown. They go the distance. 7-point lead. They're tired and everything, but it does not matter. This 1-3-1 zone has been killer for us. Javon Mitchell with it. Gets it to Stephen Favors. They're back in man-to-man. And it was a kicked ball. They put in Hamilton, but they leave out Coleman, Matthews, and Nielsen with Brown. I'm going to bring in Tim Jones, who has been good. Let's see, Lake. We need Duplessis back out there. Charles Lake does have 3 assists, a rebound, and 2 steals. But we're going to bring Duplessis in there. Let's go for Mitchell and run this lineup. And offensively, we need to pick up the pace. Crash the boards. We need to look for threes a little bit. And defensively, matchups, Tim Jones on Nielsen, Nick O'Connor on Hamilton. We won't double there. Yeah, so man-to-man, crash those boards, play intensely, pick up full court all the time, and run it. See what happens. Into Boone. We have a full and a 30 left. Pass taken by Lake, running 5 out against man-to-man. Lake gets to the rim amongst the trees and gorgeous reverse layup. Cuts it to 5. Charles Lake showing some signs of action here. Coleman has it, guarded by Boone. To Nielsen, he's doubled out top. David Hamilton gets it. Nick with 4 fouls guarding him. Greg Coleman. Duplessis gets ignored. Coleman puts up a 3. Beautiful looking 3, and that was huge to cut it back to 8. We're trying to stay close. 7:47 left in the half. Nick O'Connor gets it on the elbow. And his pass for Charles Lake sails out of bounds. Our 22nd turnover. And a timeout. Yeah, I mean, not much we can do. We have our matchups how we want them. Oh, they have a fresh unit in there. Let's not double Tremblay. And Tim Jones can guard him. Tremblay can be guarded by Nick. Okay, so they have their bench in there. 7.5 left. Brown gets listened to. Jones has it. Warns Tremblay. Hit him with a tech. Tremblay gets it, guarded by Jones. Jamarcus Brown in the corner. Brown shoots, misses. Hamilton the board. Putback is good. 10-point lead. And we are struggling. Duplessis has it. We're turning it over too much, giving up too many offensive rebounds. Our scorers aren't stepping up. Boone gets to the rim, though. That's a bright spot. 16 for him to lead the way for the good guys. 8-point lead. Let's see if we can make some stops. Anthony takes a shot. Lake with a big rebound. Outlets to Boone. Pass taken by Jones. We've got to look for some threes. Jones to Lake. Let's see if he can heat up a little bit. To Tim Jones on the outside. He puts it on the floor. Will shoot. He's blocked. Tremblay gets the board. Referee warns Anthony. Casey Anthony gets the pass here, guarded by Boone. To Tremblay, approaching 6 minutes left in the game. We're down 8. Huge conference game here, guys, on the road. We're not good on the road. Looking for our second win of the season on the road. It's been rough. 12 on the shot clock. They're stalling a bit here. Hamilton. Jamarcus Brown. Duplessis is there. Jarian Jones. 5 on the clock. Tremblay guarded by Nick. Don't foul, Nick. Puts up a shot. Lake with the board. Outlets to Boone. Under 6 remaining. Boone gets to the rim and finishes. Gorgeous reverse layup amongst the trees. Boone has been unstoppable. 18 points for him. Team high. Possibly a game high. To Hamilton. Jones with it. 6-point jam. Jones lets it go. Duplessis with the board. His 5th. And we're making some headway against their bench unit now. Lake has it. Fancy dribbling, gets to the rim, can't score it, gets the rebound, puts it up almost an and one, but he'll shoot 2. Great aggressive play by Charles Lake. Tim Jones needs a breather. I'm going to go back to our bread and butter and put Bobby White, a fresh Bobby White in at the 4 and leave the other guys out there. Lake shooting 2. Oh, he missed the first. Usually a dead-eye free thrower. Missed them both. Very unlike Charles Lake. He's only got 4 points. This has not been his best game. But he does have 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. Jamarcus Brown with it. Their bench unit's in there. And foul on Lake, his 2nd. They keep their bench unit out there. Only our 2nd team foul, so nothing to worry about there. Duplessis needs a rest, but we... Let's get Waylon George in for him quickly. Give him a little breather. Under 5.5. It'd be a comeback for us if we can win this. We're down 6. It's been an excellent played game by both sides. Tremblay guarded by White. Brown offensive board and 1 with the putback. Huge play for Jamarcus Brown, who has 10 points. The point guard offensive rebound. And they have just out-rebounded us to death. We can't crash the boards anymore. I mean, it is what it be, and it be what it is. And he converts the old-fashioned three-point play. 9-point lead with 4:40 left in the half. Some momentum. Waylon George gets it. He's only got 8 points, and it's over the head of Lake, his 5th turnover. Lake has 5 turnovers as well. Now we really need a stop and a score. Casey Anthony gets it to Hamilton. Pass taken by Anthony. Boone is there. Boone commits the foul. Anthony will shoot 2. I mean, I can't think of anything more to do. Misses the first. Chance to push it to double figures, and does at 10. We're going to call a 30-second timeout to staunch the momentum a little bit. And we're going to run a set play. Motivate the team, entire team, scream at them, though I don't usually do that. 3-pointer, Joel Boone to Nick O'Connor. Let's see how that works. Don't know if that's a great play, but it's not going to be run because they... Oh, gets it to Bobby White. Nick O'Connor receives it. Let's see if he runs it. No. Pass taken by George. Play is busted due to their press. George lets it go and hits a big 3. 7-point lead. Casey Anthony gets it. They're doing this with their bench out there. Hamilton guarded by Nick. He's got 4 fouls. Hamilton gets by Nick and scores it. Soft touch around the rim. 9-point lead, under 4 minutes to go. Waylon George just hit a 3. We have been very quiet from the 3-point line. Just 8 of 17. Well, that's pretty good percentage, but we need to shoot more of them for our style to be successful. A 5 out. Lake has it. 3:33 left in the half. Lake attempts to drive. Mid-range jumper. He'll shoot 2. He just missed a pair. They get Edward, Coleman, Matthews, Nielsen, and Hall back out there. All of good fatigue. Gonna praise them. They appreciate it. Lake will shoot 2. We've started to get the free throw line often in the second half, but it has not helped. As we're now down 7. We don't have to motivate the team. We need to make subs, though. We need to get Jerron Duplessis back in there. Whoops. Duplessis, who was there? Bobby White wasn't at the 4. Was he? Well, anyway, we're going to go Tim Jones, Nick O'Connor, Waylon George, Duplessis, and actually Boone, because he's been more active. Lake hits a pair, though, and he sits at the bench, down 7. 3:20 left in the gem. Here's Pat Hall. Puts it on the floor. Jones is all over him. Nice defense. Can't get the rebound, though. Puts it back up. Joel Boone has to get the rebound amongst trees. Gets it to Nick down low. Nice find by Boone. Dishes back out to Waylon George. Joel Boone gets it. He's been the most aggressive with 18. Tim Jones has been aggressive. Makes a nice move. Puts it on the floor. Gets to the rim and converts. Monster dunk for the 7-footer. He's got 9 off the bench, and it's a 5-point gem. Under 3 left in this thing. Here's Nielsen. Guarded by O'Connor. Pat Hall receives it. I'm not doubling right now. Pat Hall to Matthews, guarded by George. Curtis Edward has it. Duplessis there. Edward shoots. Tim Jones with his 5th board. 5-point game. Joel Boone takes it. Gets it to Nick. We're freestyling. Nick with a move. Gets it back to Boone. Nice pass. Boone gets it to Jerron Duplessis. And it's stolen by Matthews, his 3rd steal. To go with 2 assists, a rebound, and 4 big blocks. 2 minutes left in the game. Pat Hall puts up a shot, and it's good. 11 for Pat Hall. 7-point lead for the Hawks, and it's looking dire for us. Under 2 minutes left. Joel Boone finally gets it across from their press. Waylon George has it. We need some threes. Nick O'Connor receives it. Gets it to Joel Boone. Who's going to score for us? Duplessis. They're very, very aggressive. Duplessis for 3. Big shot. 4-point jam with 1.5 minutes remaining. And it's stolen by Tim Jones. Get out. Here comes Boone. We have to score quickly. Approaching 1 minute. Nick has it. Duplessis on the elbow. Little clear out. Gets it to Boone. Duplessis has 16. Boone with 18. Tim Jones down low. Makes a move. Dishes back out to Duplessis. Approaching 1 minute. Duplessis' shot is off the rim. Hall with his 4th rebound. 2-possession game. Hawks in charge. We have 24 turnovers. Pat Hall gets it. Jones is there to Nielsen. Playing him straight up with O'Connor. Greg Coleman guarded by Boone. Edward guarded by Duplessis. 15 on the shot clock. We need a stop here. Big time. Under 1 minute to play. Nielsen gets it. Nick is there. Mike Matthews with 10 on the clock. They're stalling it well. Coleman, 7 on the clock. Curtis Edward, 5. Coleman. Well, at least we'll get a 2 for 1. 4 on the clock. A kicked ball that resets it to 20. Are you kidding me? And you know what? I'm going to be bold. I'm going to put Bobby White in there quick and leave the other guys out there. Defensively, that's intentional foul. We only have 14 fouls, though. Coleman and Joel Boone with the foul. We still have a foul to give. And Jerron Duplessis gives it. Next foul's in the bonus. We're in the bonus as well. And Duplessis with the foul number 2 on him. And Edward will shoot a pair, or shoot 1-on-1. Hits the first and the second. And we need a serious miracle here. 30 seconds left. We're down 6. A pair of 3s would do it. Duplessis gets it. Takes up a shot, rattles out. Mike Matthews with the board, and that will just about seal it. 20 seconds left in the game. Duplessis with the foul, shooting 1-on-1. Oh, big time miss there, but they get the offensive rebound. That's the story of the game. White with his 4th board. Nielsen shoots 1-on-1. And that'll pretty much do it, guys. A really bravely fought game. Hard fought game by both teams. So many lead changes and stuff like that. But we're just going to come up short. Down 8. 10 seconds left in the game. Waylon George misses. Nielsen a double-double. 18 and 10. He played great. And the foul, but it doesn't matter. Game is over. They call the game over. And that will do it, guys. We lose at 77-69 after a 3-game win streak. Not a bad game for us, though. Joel Boone was awesome off the bench. 18 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds. But the turnovers killed us. 5 for Waylon, 5 for Lake, 4 for O'Connor, 3 for Duplessis and Boone. Didn't see Ivan Carroll in that second half. He made a little impact in the first half. But George ended with 11, 2 steals, an assist, and 3 rebounds. Bobby White went scoreless, still had a steal, 2 assists, 3 boards. Nick only with 4 points and 2 rebounds, 2 steals, a block, and an assist. Lake was quiet with 6 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. And Duplessis did his usual thing with 16, but it was 5 of 16 from the field. We're not good on the road. Nielsen, player of the game. Points in the paint were pretty even, as were second chance points. Break points, they kind of beat us a little bit, but it was really offensive rebounds that kind of did it. 16 lead changes, 8 times tied. We were up 3. Fought and clawed, but they had 4 people in double digits, and then Edward and Coleman adding 7. It was a tough act to defend. Mike Matthews only 4 points, but 3 assists, 4 big blocks, 3 steals, and 2 rebounds, did everything else. And they beat us down good, and we have some inbox. But I want to thank you guys for joining me. Hope you enjoyed that anyway. Some player updates. We'll check that out next time and continue our conference march to the big dance. We'll go to 3-5. We're tied with South Carolina State. We're going to have to get a win over them in our next try. Coppin State securely at second, but 2 games behind Norfolk State. Then North DC with their big 3. North Carolina Central, who just beat us, went to 4-4. Morgan State drops and Delaware State dropped to 2-6. So we'll see how it plays out, guys. But thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed. Super fun game, nonetheless. Very close, very good. If you did enjoy, guys, please smash that like button. It really means a lot. It lets me know that you dig it. Plus, it helps the channel along. Also helps if you drop a comment. Let me know what you think about the game and the season thus far. And feel free to subscribe if you're new. And I'll see y'all next time. I invite you to come back. Until then, guys, be well, live well, stay well. Much love, peace, and joy. God bless, and God be with all you guys. And do not fret. It's just another loss. We're used to them, 7-16, but we're getting respectable. In our last 10, we're 5-5, which is pretty cool. So next time, we'll see who we face. Check the schedule right quick. We are playing a home game against North DC. We lost 96-82, but it was close. Duplessis led us with 21. Boone had 5 assists, and Lake had 5. So North DC, they're 8-15. We have a chance to go to 8-15 with the win. And yeah, it's going to be a good one. We know about their big 3. We'll check them out next time. But yeah, thanks for watching. God bless. God be with you. And catch you in the next one, guys. Peace and ciao for now.